What's going on, everybody? My name's GiraffeAnatomy, and this is another Smite Quick God Guide. Today, we're looking at the god Cupid, the god of love, big-headed baby himself. What we're going to do is we're just going to review his abilities, talk about them a little bit more in depth, go over his passive, how his abilities work together, and hopefully, by the end of this video, you're able to take Cupid into any sort of game mode and be able to use him effectively. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get into jungle practice, and we'll get to it. So, Cupid. Cupid is classified as a hunter in Smite, which means he does physical damage, and his attacks are ranged, right? His basic attacks are his main form of damage, and you're really going to want to try and build him auto attack based, right? To get that damage out and do damage in your team fights and throughout the game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to level all my abilities up here. And we will go over his passive first. So first of all, Cupid can be played as an ADC, a hunter, in duo lane. It's normally where you're going to find him the majority of the time. But because of the way his kit works and kind of how he operates, he also can be flexed into mid. So if you have like a magical ADC, and you want to sort of balance your team out, you can actually play Cupid in mid lane, and it's not too bad. The way his ultimate works, it's a good team fighting tool. The way that he can use his heart bombs and stuff, he's still like decently safe with his dash and stuff. So he can be played in mid as well, but you're gonna find him as a duo laner most of the time, right? So let's talk about Cupid's passive called Lovestruck. Every hit with a basic attack gives Cupid a heart stack that increases the damage or healing of his abilities. Heart Bomb and Fields of Love will always consume the heart stacks. At 8 stacks, they will have additional effects. So, first of all, you can stack this up to 8, right? These are the hearts here that you see, and there's 8 of them, right? So basically, what you want to do is you have more damage and healing per heart that you have, right? So when you auto attack somebody, see how the hearts stack, right? And then now you're at 8 hearts, you have a heart floating around you. This means that you increase the damage and healing of your next ability by 2% per stack, right? So you kind of want to always have this stacked up as much as possible. Now, this does not affect your basic attacks. As you can see, you're still at 64, even though you're at full stacks. But your next damaging ability, which we'll talk about Heart Bomb in a second, right? When we do Heart Bomb, it will do that additional damage, right? So you kind of want to try and have these heart stacks up when you're firing and using your abilities. So what I will do is let's talk a little bit about Heart Bomb first, because it kind of ties into this, right? So let's talk about his first ability, then we'll talk about how to use it and how it kind of goes in with his passive. So Heart Bomb is his first ability. It's called Cupid fires an arrow of love at the target, causing damage when it hits and slowing them. After a short time, the target's heart explodes, dealing damage again to the target and all enemies within the radius. If Cupid has max heart stacks, then all enemies in the explosion area are stunned for 1 second. Minions take 60% increased damage from Heart Bomb. So first of all, when you hit somebody with this, they get slowed. After a short duration, which is 3 seconds, the Heart Bomb explodes. If you have your full stack here, you will actually get a stun off. So let me show you what this looks like. First of all, it's a line ability. When you hit somebody with it, you hit it and you hear the heart beating, and it'll explode. And he's stunned because I had my full 8 stacks. If you only have a few stacks, right? Say you only do this, and I do it again, it will still consume all the stacks, right? But now he doesn't get stunned, right? So let me show that to you again. Let me show you the difference. Once you get your full 8 stacks and you use it on him, it does the initial hit and the damage, and then when it pops, it does the damage again. And if you saw correctly, the damage was more, right? It was 157. Now if I only have 1 heart stack, it's only 138 on the initial, and then it's 138 on the pop too, right? So the more hearts that you have, the more damage you're going to be doing with this ability. This is one right before the stun happens. It's 154. but he's not going to get the stun, right? You want to try and get all 8 stacked. So what you want to do is always be autoing either the wave or minions or something like that to get these 8 stacks, right? Because you want that max damage, you want the stun, and you want the extra effect on Heart Bomb, because this is really going to help you chase down and attack enemies. So if you can get the 8 stacks and then use Heart Bomb, basically, I'm going to show you as he's like running away here. If you do this on him and he starts running away, it gives you the ability to kind of still stay close to him and be able to auto attack him while moving, because he gets that slow on him. And then when he gets stunned, you know, it's a couple like free hits and stuff like that that you can get off of him. So let's talk about Cupid's second ability now, called Share the Love. Cupid places 3 floating hearts at his ground target location that heal himself or allied gods when picked up. Cupid regenerates mana for each heart that is picked up by an ally. So this one's pretty simple. The hearts last 8 seconds, right? It's basically where this targeter is that you'll see. So I'm holding down 2 right now, and when I use it, hearts come out. And basically, if I pick up those hearts as Cupid, I will get health back. If an ally picks up those hearts, you actually get mana back. So let me kind of show you what that looks like. I'm going to change my team. You kind of want to work with your teammates on this one, because if you're able, let's do this because I know. Yep. So see how he picked up the heart and I got mana back? That's how that works, right? So if I pick it up, I get health back. If a teammate picks it up, you get mana back as Cupid. So it provides a lot of sustain early game in lane if you're able to throw out your heart bombs, or not your heart bombs, your hearts, right? And you have your teammate, your support, picking it up for you, or even in mid, right? If you're playing in mid and your jungle comes around, or your support eventually comes around and picks them up. If you have somebody picking up your hearts, you're able to sustain with your mana very easily. So it's really nice to do that. One other thing about this is if you place it close to a wall, right, you can't do it. But if you place it close enough, like this, you can actually get some of the hearts to sort of like stay together if you place it correctly. So I will show you really quick. Let's see. Like if you are on a map and you can place them in an area like this, sometimes you can get them all grouped up like this. You can get 2 grouped up, so you can quickly gain health, right? So you can kind of like close them together. Just to let you know, 1 heart goes like forward of you and 2 go to like the side. If you kind of keep that in mind while you're using the heart bomb, you can normally get them in like a pretty nice grouped up area. Like even doing something like that, right? Against the wall. If you're at like this angle properly, you can get 2 together really fast. If you need to heal really quickly, right? So that's just a little tip and trick for Cupid's heart bombs there. Obviously you have your heal per heart, mana regen per heart, all that stuff, and they last on the ground for 8 seconds for people to pick them up. So let's talk about Cupid's third ability here. The Cupid basically gains increased attack speed, right? Flutter is what it's called, and that's why you see here, you see Flutter right here, right? And then when it's activated, Cupid flutters forward quickly, leaving a trail behind him that increases all allies' movement speeds. So when you use it like this, this is what it looks like. And you basically gain movement speed when you're on this thing. See how much faster I'm moving when you're like kind of in that little area? So it's really good. Like when team fighting, if you dash towards people, your whole team can chase people down, right? All your team can follow behind. Or if you're trying to escape, you can use it and all your teammates will get that movement speed increase. So it is like a pretty good like team oriented tool as well, right? You gain movement speed. You get that passive attack speed, right? Since it's at since it's maxed already, I'm at a passive increased attack speed of 20%. So Cupid utilizes this very well when they're all my allies right now. Cupid utilizes this very well in builds like Silver Branch Bow builds and things like that, right? Because he's getting an extra 20% attack speed just from Flutter's passive. So if you build things like Silver Branch Bow with him, eventually, if you're just building, you know, stuff like this, like the normal builds, you're going to get capped pretty quickly at 2.5, right? which means you're going to be building Silver Branch's passive pretty easily. So if you add one more item here, which is probably going to be a starter of some sort, right? So even if you get Leather's Cowl into Hunter's Cowl, right? That's going to be an additional attack speed and then a 20% attack speed if you're near allies, right? Or if you get something like the Death's Toll start into Death's Temper, right? This is going to give you the 15 stacks on this, and as you kill people, you're going to be building more stacks on Silver Branch Bow. So this is extra power, and then you're getting that extra attack speed here with his Flutter too, right? So it does come in handy with those kinds of builds, right? So let's talk about Cupid's ultimate now. So with these three, basically your main thing with Cupid, just to let you guys know, with these three abilities, right, you basically want to stack your hearts, hit your heart bomb, keep stacking them, and that's it. This is Cupid's main form of damage. It's like auto attacking and heart bombs, right? You can use your 3 to reposition or do like dash if you need to around people, but you're basically just using like your 3 to catch up or position and your 1 to really do damage to people. He's a pretty simple god. Like I said, if you need healing or something, you can do this. You can grab some health and stuff like that, but that's about it. His main damaging is his 1, and you auto attack them as they're getting like burst down. And if you can stack your 8 stacks, they're gonna get hit with the stun, right? And it enables you to really like burst them down, and you're gonna kill a lot of people that way, right? So let's talk about his ultimate, and then we'll talk about how that can kind of combo with his 1. And Smite has been crashing on me lately, so I just got back into the game. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over Cupid's 4th ability now, called Fields of Love, and we'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll get into how this can kind of combo with his heart bombs and things like that. So Cupid's ultimate ability is called Fields of Love. Cupid fires arrows of love at his ground target location, slowing enemies in the area and crippling them, preventing movement abilities. The arrows grow and explode, dealing damage and mesmerizing enemies. Any damage done breaks the mesmerizing effect. If Cupid has max heart stacks, the mesmerization duration is doubled. So here's the thing. The biggest thing you need to know about this is you're going to fire this ability. It is a big circle. And when you do, I will show you real quick, right? When an enemy gets hit with it, they're mesmerized for 1.5 seconds. You saw at the end he kind of sat there. And a mez is different than like a normal stun or a root or anything. What it does is it basically like puts them to sleep, right? But if any damage is done to them, they will immediately break out of that mesmerize. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cooldowns again. And I will show you what it looks like with the full heart stacks, right? So once again, your mesmerization duration is doubled when you have these full heart stacks, right? So if I get Odin in here real quick, he's slowed. I mez him. Now it's for 3 seconds that he's mesmerized. Now, what is the like bonus to something like that? Well, for one thing, when you mesmerize somebody, you can use Fields of Love for one of two things. One is on the attack, one is on the defense. If you're trying to defend yourself with this, you can basically run away and put Fields of Love like right in front of you and run through it. So if someone is chasing you, right? If someone's chasing you, you basically do this and you run and you can use your 3 and it hits them. They're mezzed. They're not going to be taking any damage because you're running away. So it gives you a greater distance to run away from somebody, right? So you can use it defensively like that as an escape tool. You can also use it as a setup tool, right? If you use it preemptively and you get that mez off, right? It really, really helps set up like kills. If you get a good positioning, if you get really close to them, you can finish somebody off, right? So basically you can use it like this, right? You can be attacking them. Once you do and you're up close to them, right, and they don't really have as much of an escape, you can basically use it. And you can use it to get like a free heart bomb on somebody, right, to be able to attack them, do all that stuff too. So let me kind of show you the way I use it. Because the only addition you're getting here is an additional mez, I actually, if I'm going to attack somebody, I try and get the heart bomb on them first, and then place this, right? So your Fields of Love basically slows an enemy and cripples them, right? So because of the cripple, they're not able to get away. So if you really want to utilize Cupid's kit, you're basically going to try and Heart Bomb and Fields of Love at the same time when you get a chance. So it's going to look like this. You're going to basically like Heart Bomb and Fields of Love. They will not be able to get out in this time, right? And you get the extra stun off of the Heart Bomb, right? So it's better to use your 8 stacks with the Heart Bomb first and then throw the Fields of Love just for the cripple and the movement speed not being able to get out. And it basically is going to guarantee you a kill. If you're like anywhere near full build, even like a full health person, it's going to be hard for them to survive all of this damage. Because if you're full build, let me go get my build again. I'm just going to build some random crap here, right? Something like this, right? And then I'll get the death tool, whatever. If you're full build like this and you're just chunking through all these people, and you basically, you know, you throw the Heart Bomb out and then the Fields of Love, like they're so slow, they're not getting out. They're gonna get stunned, right? You have like 8 hearts up again by the time, you know, you're doing all that stuff, right? It's gonna be really hard for anybody to survive something like that. So just try and utilize the kit like that, right? Get that Heart Bomb off. It's a slow. Fields of Love will prevent them from using any sort of movement ability to get away from you, and you just hold left click and you delete people. That's like the basis of Cupid's kit, right? His hearts are for the sustain, his 3 is for repositioning and catching up with enemies, or just trying to get away, right? And then his 1 is his main damaging ability. You're basically doing this. In the 1, the Heart Bomb, stun, couple free hits on them, right? Or you're using your Fields of Love and your Heart Bomb together to attack people. And that's the simplicity of Cupid. He's not very complex, very simple. You're basically going to build him attack speed oriented more often than not, because he already gets an extra 20% because of Flutter, right? So if you do something like a Silver Branch bow in some sort of aspect, you're going to do pretty well with him. Do Silver Branch, get some penetration in there, get like a kin size or something like that. If you need more pen than what I have here, right? Because if Wind Demon isn't enough or something like that, if you're not going to go the crit build or anything like that, which this is a really weird build order for this. If this isn't enough, you can get Executioner, right? So normally, let me do this. I'll show you like the order that you normally build stuff in with Cupid. You normally get something like Death's Toll first, or Leather Cow. Either is fine on him. I like Death's Toll just because I like the temper, the 30% at the end. Cow, same thing. You can get the 15% attack speed plus 20% when you're near allies, right? So Hunter's Cow is even like better sometimes when you're with allies. I just like the Death's Temper plus the basic attack damage, right? If you're in a team fight, you can kind of like steamroll with it. But then you get something like Atalanta's, Aussie, and Wind Demon if you are doing if you're doing crit, right? And then you get your Silver Branch here. Between Silver Branch, that's 20% pen, and the 10% pen with the Wind Demon passive, that's 30% pen. Plus you have some flat pen here, right? And then you throw like a kin size at the end. You are pretty much chunking the crap out of everybody. If you don't want to get kin size, I would recommend maybe an Executioner. An Executioner, and then you can get the Ferocious Executioner here. You're going to do even more damage to that target as soon as you get that X above them, right? You see that X, you see how much harder I'm hitting because of that. That's just the Ferocious Executioner passive. So that single target that you get that Executioner, Ferocious Executioner, right? So what is it? Every 30 seconds, one target, you'll be able to just stack that extra damage to them, right? 2% increased damage towards the marked enemy. We're really going to be able to delete somebody, right? So this is not bad as a last item. Plus, you're decreasing when you attack them, just in general with Executioner. You end up decreasing their physical protections, right? And then obviously once you get the mark above them, you're doing even more. So you'll be able to really tread people with this, and obviously Kins isn't too bad either. So with a build like this, like I said before, you're basically doing this. If you want, you could do this and try and get like 8 hearts as the mezzes and then doing this, but I think the more secure way to utilize his ultimate and his Heart Bomb is just use the 8 stacks on Heart Bomb. I think the most proper way to really do damage is get your 8 stacks. Once you have them, hit them with the Heart Bomb, hit them with your Fields of Love. They can't get out, and it's basically free basic attacks on this dude, and they will die, right? So yeah, that's the basics of Cupid. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below and I will answer them. If you have any builds or things like that you think work best on Cupid, also feel free to share them. If you guys want to find other builds to use on him, feel free to go to like smiteguru.com or pro smite builds. Meta's always changing, new items are coming in and out, so the ones I use here during this patch aren't always going to be like the most meta ones, right? So take it with a grain of salt. If you're watching this like a year after I've made it, and you're trying to look at builds for Cupid, go to Smite Guru, go to builds, or better yet, go to the Discord link that I have in the description below called the Smite Dojo. We run a Smite learning Discord server. It's a great place to play Smite with others. It's a great place just to sync up. We play Arena, Joust, Conquest. We play it all. And then we also have mentors that are Diamond and Masters level that will help answer your questions. They'll play with you guys. They do one-on-one trainings. If you guys have never played Conquest before and you want to get into it, we play Conquest with you guys and make it super easy so you're not like getting flamed or whatever when you're playing Conquest. If you're brand new, like we don't care what level you are or how bad you are at the game, we'll still play Conquest with you. We'll still like teach you guys some stuff if you're looking for it. And then if you're not looking to learn, if you just want to play and hang out, that's cool too. You just say, hey, I'm just looking to like meme around, let's play some Arena. Like we have people that do that too, right? We have our resident assault like players, we have our Arena players, our Joust players, and our Conquest players, right? We even do Slash and stuff too, right? So feel free to join the community and just have some fun in there. And then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube page as well, because I will be coming out for a God video for every single God in Smite. So thanks guys, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys learned something here from this video. And hey, I just want to let you guys know, you should have a great day. See you later.